So, my name's Alyssa, and I am 25 years old, and today I am breaking my silence. Okay, so you're probably reading the title of this video and thinking, what? The month of April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I have been trying to make this video, or have attempted to make this video, for about 2 years now. I have actually started the camera, played a video, stopped it. This is one of the most vulnerable things I think a person can do, is to put themselves out there like that and to be completely open with who they are and where they came from. So when I was about 9 years old to around 11, I want to say it was about 2.5 years. The time frame is always like really fuzzy to me, but I was raped by a man that will not be named, because this isn't about him. It was by a person that I trusted, by a person that was a father figure. I think that everyone in this world has a purpose, and I think that mine is to spread awareness and to show that there is life after such a tragic incident. I mean, no child should ever have to go through what I did, but I think that I'm the perfect example of someone who can go through something like that and be completely fine. I remember when I was, 12 years old, and thinking that, I didn't want to speak up because I didn't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be the girl at my school, that was raped. I didn't want to be the girl that everyone was talking about because everyone knew that this happened to me. So I didn't speak up. And when something like this happens to you, or you start to make excuses for the person that did this to you, like, oh, he just loved me. Oh, I was just, his daughter. This is the way that he shows love. I made a lot of excuses for this guy, and I get that that's wrong, and I blamed myself for this a lot when I was little. I was like, I told myself, if I just didn't stay home with him that night. When this was going on, I remember my first initial reaction to everything after it had stopped was to just push it down, to act like it didn't happen, to act like those 2 years of my life didn't exist, that those bad things they didn't happen, that he didn't exist, that he wasn't there, that he wasn't doing those things to me. I went through the whole angry, I was sad. I felt like no one in the world is ever going to love me, that no one, if people knew this about me, that no one is ever going to want to love me or want to be with me because I was that girl. That, I mean, it's a bad thing to say, but I felt like I was damaged, like I was damaged goods. And I mean, I know that I'm not, and I don't think that I am now, but I mean, when you're 13 years old and you have no idea what the hell just happened, and the only way to deal with it is to think that you're just damaged, that you're no longer worthy of anything. I remember after the first time that I actually cried about this and actually felt about this, I remember being very angry with him, that, I hated him. I wanted him to die. Like, I wanted revenge on this man. I wanted to see him dead in a casket. And I know that that's very dark, and I know that that's like something that people don't expect me to say, but after finally feeling, after not feeling for, you know, the years that this was happening, you know, that's just what happens. It just all came out. When I was going through the angry period of this, I remember thinking, you know, I am never gonna forgive this man. You know, he took everything from me. He took my childhood. He took my innocence. He took what I thought at the time. He took people being able to love me because of this. But I was like, how am I going to ever be able to, you know, forgive this man who did something so horrible to me? And I just remember thinking when I was a little bit older that if I don't forgive him, then he just gets to control the rest of my life. And that's not the type of life that I want to live. That he is not important. So when I was in about 8th or 9th grade, I remember the feeling that I finally had after I forgave him. And it was honestly the best feeling in the entire world. And there was something that I always told myself at that point, and from that point on, that I've always told myself, that I win. And that is the one thing that helped me get through this my entire life. The one thing, I'm 25 years old now, and that is the one thing that I remember from that time period, is that I win. That he doesn't win. Every single day that I live my life and that I am super happy and I'm laughing and I'm making people laugh and I'm doing good things in the world, and, you know, and I'm helping people, you know, I'm living my life. And he doesn't get to control my life anymore. And anyone who's ever met me can honestly say that they would have never guessed that something like that happened to me. And I think that that's a good thing. I think that that's good that I give off, you know, such a positive, happy, you know, appearance, because I am happy. And I think the one thing in life that you get to choose is your happiness. And at 13 years old, I decided to be happy. And I decided that I win, not him. Something like this happened to you, you know, when you were little or in the past or whatever, you know, put it in the comments or email me or say something to me. You know, you don't have to go through this alone. And I wish that there was someone who had told me this when I was little. I wish that there was someone who had just had a similar story and I can just freely tell them that this happened, because I didn't break my silence until I was, you know, I'm 25 now, but I didn't officially say it out loud until I was 16, and by then it was too late. But for you, it doesn't have to be too late. You know, you can tell me, you can tell someone. No one is going to judge you. No one's going to think less of you. No one is going to think anything of you besides that you were so brave enough to come forward and to say something like this. So, this is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I'm very glad that I did it, and I'm very glad that I broke my silence.